people want to say things, like want to give you little surveys that say, oh, this show's either awesome, it's okay, meh, or crap. And there's no in between. There's no in between awesome and okay. There is one though. It's called good.
I didn't know there was a good.
There's a good.
What? There's a third option? Oh my gosh.
Third option. Good. None of these moments that people seem to have a freaking hard on for reduplicating are real. These torches, these proverbial torches, are not passed. They're taken.
There's this feeling that everything just becomes bigger just because that same storyline is bigger now because it's at WrestleMania, instead of, you're saying, organically making it a bigger story,
right,
because we want it to be the biggest, pay-per-view of the season.
Yeah. Into like Super Cena and Super Cody Rhodes modes, it was getting a little like cringe. Hello everyone, and welcome to a special episode of Shoots and Swerves. It's the review of 2025 SummerSlam, Nights 1 and Nights 2, held in East Rutherford, New Jersey, with your boy, Jonathan, at Bad Guy Wrestling. Jonathan, how you doing tonight?
Hello, I'm doing pretty good. Just got off work a little while ago. I'm at home. It's dark where you are, but I got sunlight, so.
Yeah, 10:30 p.m. So that must mean it's about, 4:38? 4:30-ish, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's do the math on that. Yep,
right.
It is confirmed.
Quick subtraction. SummerSlam was held at 3. It had a start time at 3 p.m., but the official time was 6 p.m. So I was able to start watching it live at 6 or midnight at my time, and by the time I'd be finished with each night, it would be something like 3:30 in the morning, and I'd pass out. But it was engaging enough to keep me up. That being said, we're gonna get right into the overall just reaction to this show, and then also, our thoughts on some of the big moments. I would right off the bat would tell you this show, if you wanted to grade it on a grading scale of like A being just your WrestleMania 17, just superstar A+, or F, just your WrestleMania 32 held in Texas, and we literally fell asleep to it. That's pretty sad. I want to give this show a B+. I think it was a good show. And it's interesting that people online, and we're gonna get into social media because I see it and I can't ignore it anymore. Like, people want to say things, want to give you little surveys that say, oh, this show is either awesome, it's okay, meh, or crap. And there's no in between. There's no in between awesome and okay. There is one though. It's called good. It was a good show, and that's about it. Jonathan, what are your thoughts? You're kind of looking the other way, or you're confused. I hear you.
I didn't know there was a good.
There's a good.
What? There's a third option? Oh my gosh.
Third option. Good. It's not a super, this is blowing my mind. This is not, something that I'm going to say was just from beginning to end, just starts jam-packed with excellence. There were some good moments. It's memorable, and that's all I can say. It's about all that we can expect at this moment. Yep. Do I want more? Hell yeah, we want more. We want better. We want it to be better, but we'll break it down. But yeah, what do you think?
Kind of in that same thing. It was good. Wasn't great.
Yeah.
Wasn't bad by any means,
no.
But, there's some things that I loved, some things I hated. So
yeah.
Overall, entertained though.
Definitely. Overall, entertaining. About 3.5 hours each night. Splits it up. Were there some things that we probably may not have needed? I don't know. We'll touch on it. But overall, great. Just, it was a great scene. I'll give them that. The setting was great. The crowd was on fire. The weather was good. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this was the first one they did 2 nights too.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to give them a little bit of pass just because how good WrestleMania's at least 2 nights have been. So, maybe it just didn't pan out as well this time.
Honestly, I think that they wanted to kind of solve some issues or just kind of just get back on track from what happened at WrestleMania 41, meaning
Yeah.
like they seemed like they weren't on track post 41 and now they are. They're exactly where I think they need to be. But then there are some things, obviously the big things that happened that I wanted to just get on video. So like, but I was like, no, let me just wait till we get to this review. Let's just watch the damn shows and then we'll talk. Obviously, Seth Rollins cashing in. I mean, you felt it. I felt it because I see it starts. You feel it at the beginning of the show. Paul Heyman walks out with that Money in the Bank briefcase, symbolizing that Seth Rollins is still looming despite this so-called injury. Meanwhile, Bron,
I was totally I sold. I thought it was legit. I mean, totally. He got me.
and I thought so too for a while, but then but I guess I wasn't looking close enough. But it did. It sounded like, and if they sold it well, like they didn't just, if you want to say, oh yeah, we knew it was fake and we knew that it was total work, great, but it was a good work,
Oh, it was excellent work. Very good.
Because the man had way too much momentum going on, and he stayed out of the screen. There were no hints except for that moment when I saw Paul Heyman walk down. I was like, is he gonna come out and cash this thing in? I mean, and Braun Breaker.
But even when
what's up?
I mean, even when he did come out, I thought it was just going to be a reminder. It was just going to be like, "Yo, I'm still here when I get healthy. I'm coming for you." But
right,
boom, another swerve. There was a swerve within a swerve.
Swerve within a swerve. Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, they lose to Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Again, this is a sign at the beginning of the card too that they're going to bounce back. Same thing happened in WrestleMania 31. I mean, Seth Rollins, he lost to Randy Orton. First, like more or less one of the first matches of the night.
Yeah, and then he comes back and, changes things completely.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. I mean, in that first match, it's kind of weird to have Roman Reigns, and even though the first match has kind of become like a big slot on these big pay-per-views, like in WrestleMania and things like that, it's still weird seeing Roman Reigns. They just kind of shoved him into this match, but it was strange seeing him not main eventing or not even like headlining one of the nights.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yes, Roman Reigns, I think more than likely he's going to be a little bit in and out of the scene as he's filming this Street Fighter movie that we're hearing about.
Yeah. What character is he?
He's Akuma.
That's right.
I mean, I'd love to see how they're going to make it work. I think he's a little too... I'm not saying he won't work. I'm sure it'll work. I'm sure it'll look awesome. I'm just surprised because his frame isn't quite Akuma. Akuma is kind of built like a Braun Breaker. I'm not saying it looks like face-wise. I just mean like stocky. He's a stocky kind of big, but he's not tall. Reigns has got that height.
Thickness-wise,
yeah. But whatever. I think I'm sure it'll work out. And then, I mean, that's something we'll definitely get more into. Punk winning, defeating Gunther. Didn't expect Gunther to lose until I had the idea of, well, Rollins can cash in and basically take this whole thing apart. That's the reason why I was like, okay, well, wait a minute. Punk's going to win this, and then he's going to come out.
Look at you, wrestling savant over here.
It's going to happen. And I know it sounds great. Like, it's easy to say this now that it's already happened, but like you're getting, I mean, sometimes, yes, we one day, Jonathan, don't worry. We'll get back to the days when we're, sitting on the couch in the living room watching this, having a beer, some pizzas, and I'm going to be like, Seth's going to come out, isn't he?
Yeah.
This is what it used to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the other big moment, which there were a few moments that we'll get into, but the obvious big moment is John Cena losing to Cody Rhodes, followed by an arrival of the Beast Brock Lesnar. Again, like people were posting this on social media. Like, imagine if Lesnar came out. Already kind of plant that seed in my mind. I was like, And Cena loses. which kind of brings, I mean, he goes complete face. And this guy is he has the audience in the palm of his hand, so much so that he's able to turn this fickle audience to his liking whenever he wants. He can make you hate him. He can make you like him, and the idea of Cody turning heel, while seems appealing, just is not happening right now. So what do? You take Cody Rhodes out of the equation of John Cena's kind of last ride tour and bring in an opponent that kind of goes way back to his, days of
16
youth.
Suplexes, or what was it again? 16
That's SummerSlam. So it was SummerSlam. Man, SummerSlam 2013, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Oh, no, wait. Sorry, my bad. 2014. My bad. 2014. Yeah. That was the SummerSlam where Cena, basically, Lesnar started Suplex City. He did it to Cena, and then he did it to Reigns following, that WrestleMania. But anyways, their careers are intertwined. He needs to have it makes sense that he has a final match with Lesnar. It makes sense that he has a final match with Orton. He has to have at least.
But they did the Orton.
But they did the Orton. Yes, I know.
But
and
they
did a Punk match too. But it's I guess his final opponent will be Lesnar. I mean, that would make sense, but I don't know.
I mean, what's the pay-per-view in December? What is it like? Is it I don't even know anymore what December pay-per-views are.
Let me check it out.
Yeah. But it's interesting. Hey, other thought on here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. Maybe I'm not recalling something in between, but the last time Lesnar was on TV, what was it, 2 years ago or something like that?
That's right.
He came out and Cody was his big thing. Cody was vowing I don't care where you are, whenever, this is not over, all this stuff. So that's kind of surprising to me that Cody didn't come back out and help Cena after the match,
I do remember them having one more match where Cody beat Lesnar and Lesnar actually kind of gave him the nod. That might have been.
Was that it?
I think that was it. And they kind of okay, that was that.
It's all blurring together now.
Right, it's all blurring together. They do have a PLE, right? Clash in Paris, which I'd love to go to, but Lord knows that would be costly. But it's especially it's being Paris. They have Crown Jewel coming up. They have a big weekend event in Australia, in Perth. That's a big event. And then, of course, that's leading up to the real next big pay-per-view or PLE is Survivor Series.
Right.
War Games. That's really where it's all building up. But who knows? All three of these cards are big enough, especially that Crown Jewel one in Perth, Australia. When they go to Australia, they go pretty big. So maybe he faces Lesnar then, but,
I mean, last time they were there, it was kind of the Rhea Ripley kind of pay-per-view, which, I mean, undeservedly, but,
Believe it or not, yes, Cena actually made an appearance there. I remember one big kind of event in Australia where Cena made an appearance where he had spent a lot of time in China, and then all of a sudden he had made an appearance. He went, hey, since I'm in China, I might as well come visit Australia, and made kind of a rare appearance. There was also a time when, believe it or not, Buddy Matthews was kind of big at the moment because he was an Australian hometown hero, and he was still working with WWE, so they kind of give him a big match.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Isn't that Rhea Ripley's man right there? Yeah, exactly.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah, he's doing it, but it could be better.
Of course.
I mean, his big problem is the fact that, I mean, his look is amazing. He's an awesome looking wrestler and good wrestler too. It's just, I don't know. Underutilized or just, I don't know. It just seems like a kind of a waste in some ways.
It is big waste. I mean, I put it. I mean
maybe it's on him. I don't know.
It could be at the very least. Maybe he just doesn't want to do it. Maybe he just likes working. I don't know. But I mean, if I had to put them together, if I had the opportunity to do something with him, I'd probably say, hey, put him in the tag team with Pac. Bastard Pac. They just have both the same build, the same styles. They're just two little muscular, stocky cannonballs, just doing all kinds of crazy crap in the air. And I'd say Pac. I love Pac's for his ability on the mic.
Yeah, he's gotten so much better in
AEW.
I mean, the bastard Pac is like
he's so much better. He's so fun to watch. I don't know what.
Yeah, especially when the Blackpool Combat Club became the Death Riders and all that kind of stuff. Before, I think he got injured and he hasn't been on TV in a little while. So, but he was part of their trios champion and everything like that.
Yeah. So definitely. Cena has 4 more months. He has time for at least
allegedly. This is wrestling.
This is wrestling. So yeah, we really don't know. But I think I'm not going to say he'll never wrestle again. You never say never. But I think he is kind of holding to this thing because he is making a full transition to Hollywood, and that's it. That's it. Hollywood, not just movies, man. He's all over commercials. He's just kind of like an ambassador he's like an American ambassador at this point.
Yep.
Like he really is. He's making deals with China. He's making deals with all around the world if he wanted to. He does commercials.
He was in the new Superman movie. He had a cameo.
Yes, he did. Peacemaker. He can still be Peacemaker whenever he wants. I mean, he's
well, that comes out. That comes out this month, the next season.
The next season of Peacemaker. Oh,
season 2.
He's busy. Like, so he's got so much stuff going on. He's
Chris,
very funny.
I gotta say.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make a confession here. You knew I was like #1 Cena hater for forever. Yeah. I've changed my ways.
Yeah, you have. I can tell. No, I'm aware.
I like John Cena.
Of course you are. Of course you do.
Yeah.
We've been saying it for a while. I mean, like he got to a point where he kept. I mean, and I think the #1 reason was because he was putting so many. I mean, I believe he's putting so many people over, and on top of that, he's doing things outside the ring. At first, like you think he's gonna make these cheesy movies, and some of them are, but like, go watch Cock Blockers. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
Go watch Cock Blockers. The movie's hilarious. Okay? Yeah. Movie's very funny. I think Cena just kills it. Does exactly what he needs to do. And I thought Ricky Sticknicky was ridiculous.
That was funny.
If you like that movie, then go watch Cock Blockers. That's like fantastic. And then he's good at he's an excellent character, Peacemaker. He's a funny guy. And that's it. He's a funny guy. And he's an action, so he's got 2 things going for him. He's comedic and he's an action hero. So,
and he's got a lot of gross humor, which is right up my alley.
Yeah, I mean, he hits a lot of targets, checks a lot of boxes. So, and then of course he turns heel, kind of quick. Obviously, we could have seen a little more growth, a little more build to like a little more like explanation as to what triggered him to go back to being a face. But he just kind of switched, like just getting beat up by Cody Rhodes and be, okay, you've given me this kick in the ass that I need to be a face, basically. Okay.
I mean, he basically lost that title on Friday Night SmackDown.
Right.
When he did that character change.
Yeah. And here's something I want to say. I want to make a point. And it's something, of course, seeing it on social media. We're seeing it more and more. I see pictures of Hulk Hogan, like shaking the hands of The Rock after WrestleMania 18, passing the torch, and then The Rock shaking the hands of John Cena, WrestleMania 29, passing the torch, and now we're passing the torch from Cena to Cody Rhodes, and then you got people in the comment section say, "Oh, that's not real passing the torch. You can't pass it to Cody." Here's my argument. Okay, this is all I got to say. None of these moments that people seem to have a freaking hard on for reduplicating are real. Okay? Cody Rhodes has not been given the torch from Cena. I'm not saying that Cody's not like driving the company and carrying the company. I think he is. What I'm saying is these torches, these proverbial torches, are not passed. They are taken. Okay?
Absolutely.
Hulk Hogan did not get past the torch from Andre the Giant. He took that torch. He was already the champion. He body slammed the dude, and Andre was on his way out, and he wanted to give the company at least something, okay? But Hulkamania was running wild, okay, already. He had taken the torch. Same with Stone Cold.
Even if Andre didn't want to give it to him, he was going to take it.
Exactly. He may not have wanted to pin him, But yeah, even if he said I'm not working this match, Hogan's still Hogan. Okay.
Yeah.
Same
and
thing.
Hogan was never going to give it to somebody else.
Right.
Like, he's notorious
Well, actually, now that you mention, okay, here's some proof that it can't be passed. He tried to give it to Macho. Well, he tried to kind of set it up for Macho Man, and people will say, well, that was kind of haphazard. He put himself all over that moment, WrestleMania 4, when Savage won the title. They tried to make it clear that he was passing the torch to Ultimate Warrior, but things weren't going so great with the Ultimate Warrior. He was not exactly the most like consistently stable champion. They needed a little more. That's debatable. Point is it wasn't like it was when Hogan was champion. So they give it back to Hogan. They let Warrior drop to Slaughter. Slaughter gives it back to Hogan. Then they try to do it again. WrestleMania. I mean, for a while, and they were ready to kind of pull the trigger with Bret Hart, but even they were still like trying to create a character like Hogan and Lex Luger. Total Package came out like as the All-American Lex Luger, still trying to like build this character. Bret Hart kind of had to take the torch, so to speak, at least for a short period of time. They tried to make Shawn Michaels the next in line. It never really panned out. Austin comes in, and whether or not they planned it, I will never believe that they 100% were like, oh yeah, this is our next guy as soon as he came in from WCW. No, I think guys like Bret Hart were like, this is a guy we can work with, and he's awesome. Let me work with this guy. Let me have a few. And slowly but surely, Austin became the most popular wrestler in the whole business. They had to give it to him. They had to give it to him.
Unlike anything else, it was just like, you better ride this wave, or instead of just trying to stand in front of it.
Right. He took the damn torch. You could say the same thing about guys like The Rock, but I will say that, dude, by the time The Rock was quote-unquote handed the torch from Hulk Hogan, he was already out the door. Here's a fun little fact, because just thinking about it. Well, he did win the title one more time. He would win the title, the Undisputed title, one more time after that moment, only to drop it to Brock Lesnar. Okay, never to see it again until like a decade later, because he's busy doing movies and all types of show business stuff. So if that's the torch, so to speak, that's not exactly a real torch. The torch isn't supposed to be like, oh, you've been handed this torch to go, so now leave the company and go make movies and TV shows. Okay, that's not the torch. The torch is you run this whole thing, and everyone's kind of like, relying on you to make to be that big draw, so that we can all kind of benefit from it.
Yeah. And here's an additional detail I want to throw in, and I'm not saying Roman Reigns is bigger than John Cena's career, so I want to make that clear. But in reality, the way I see it, the torch was passed to Roman Reigns,
right?
And then now it's really being passed to Cody at this point. It wasn't really John Cena passing it. It had already left him.
It already left him. Exactly. So like, how many torches, how many coronations do we need for this to be clear that Cody Rhodes is the guy right now? I don't need him. But that being said, it's already been established. I don't think that, and the only thing I have a beef with this, I'm not like, I don't have a problem with Cena doing this. It's that this idea that they are trying to replicate these moments, these memories, which goes back to kind of what I was thinking. I mean, don't you think? And you'll start to see it throughout these PLEs. Don't you feel like after the end of every PLE, there's always some like sudden appearance at the very end of the show? It's like an Easter egg for like a Marvel superhero movie. You wait till the credits end, and then all of a sudden this thing just shows up to kind of set up for the next moment. Now it's becoming formulaic, don't you think?
I mean, you wait at the end now. You're like, okay, title change. All right.
And let's see who comes out.
If something doesn't happen, if someone doesn't come out, then you're surprised. You're like, what?
Right.
What?
So don't tell. Yeah, that's becoming very formulaic. It's going to become formulaic like the moment someone wins the Royal Rumble and they got to point to the freaking sign. I mean, it's rehearsed.
I mean, they acknowledge it. They acknowledge it's my WrestleMania moment now. Everyone does
it's
the same
like a
thing.
quinceañera or something. Like a quinceañera. This is not a quinceañera. This is not a bat mitzvah or a bar mitzvah. It's something you earned because, and but most of all, it should be something that comes organic and natural.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
I don't have a match at WrestleMania, and we get a whole month of that,
Which I'm again, it's funny is that I get it that this is like a reward for your work for the year, but it's going to happen. I mean, if you are a stable, if you're working your ass off, yes, naturally you should be rewarded, but does it have to be so damn rehearsed? Does it have to be so what's a great word I'm just thinking, just kind of like designed artificially,
Yeah, there's this feeling that everything just becomes bigger just because that same storyline is bigger now because it's at WrestleMania, instead of, you're saying, organically making it a bigger story,
right?
Because we want it to be the biggest, pay-per-view of the season.
Yeah.
Instead of this automatic, if it's at WrestleMania, somehow it's bigger. That's not true.
No. So, yeah. I mean, I think we've definitely touched on this. These are the biggest. These are the two biggest, stories that go with this 2-night event. But we're gonna break in. We're gonna get into it. We need to get into it. Let's break it down. I mean, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, first match versus Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Paul Heyman. Went about 21 minutes, 10 seconds. I thought did everything it needed to do. Some nice, intense, high impact moves, right? You get your clotheslines and your tackles, your spears through the barricades and all that good stuff. A couple good moments on the freaking Spanish announce table.
There was a lot of meat in this.
A lot of meat in this show, in this match.
Yeah.
A lot of meat in this whole show. We'll get to it, but yeah, I did call that this would happen. I just didn't see Reigns and Uso going out like that, and then it makes even more sense now with the cash-in. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, the match was kind of thrown together. I mean, Roman returns, what was it? I don't even know, like 2 weeks ago or something like that. And then you throw Jey in there, and it's fine. It's weird in the sense, again, back to a Roman Reigns match just being thrown together. But it was entertaining. I mean, I love Bronson. I mean, I do like Bronson Reed, but I mean, I was trying to say Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love watching him.
He is a beast.
Watching him.
Yeah.
Yep.
He is a beast in every way. He's got an attitude about him. He's just a very intense dude.
Yeah.
He's charismatic in the ring when he does his,
he's funny too.
Pulls on his straps will have already been off. So what does he need to do? He'll put the straps on back only to take them back off. Yeah. I mean, that's the type of stuff that the fans are going to eat up. They're going to get into it. This guy has got all the character and charisma of someone. He definitely reminds me of Scott Steiner, like the good, like the Big Papa Pump days. But he also kind of reminds me. He is like that missing link between Scott Steiner of the Steiner Brothers, like back in like the early '90s, and Scott's the Big Papa Pump. That's a very good
the feathered hair and everything.
Yeah, with from the long hair with the Michigan University jackets to the to the blonde hair, the goatee, and
to the chainmail thing.
Stuff was hilarious. I swear, I feel like Scott Steiner was kind of keeping WCW alive at a point when it was on life support.
It was the spectacle of Scott Steiner.
He was the last one, like him. I swear, he was really the last big superstar that I was like, kind of. I'm still tuning in to watch this guy. He's still awesome to watch.
Yeah. I mean, same comes WWE, was in TNA, all that stuff. I mean, he's a big name.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I'll say my final thought on that match. I mean, good storyline. I don't know what the hell this match. It was weird, but match fun, great, good way to get it off the start if you can kind of ignore the fact that it just seemed like it was thrown together. And I think it's really a testament to the fact of those wrestlers, of how good they really are, that this was kind of set up to be a stupid match, but they made it great.
Yeah, and of course the finish with Roman Reigns, I have to mention it. He pushes Jey out of the way, so he gets hit with the spear, and then Jey kind of capitalizes.
Then we get
that.
the kicks. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Reigns is kind of evolving.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the whole previous year was like them trying to reconcile and Roman not having any character development from a personal stance. Yeah,
that's fine. And we'll talk about where we think, where it's going to go. I think it's going to Survivor Series, so we'll talk about that. But for now, I think it's kind of, we'll see. Maybe they're going to come in and continue the story, but I think maybe they'll bring it down a little bit and bring it back up later. But we'll get into that, to think about like the future in terms of like Survivor Series. Second match: Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus the Judgment Day's Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. This is a tag team championship match. WWE Women's Tag Team Championship goes about 13 minutes and 30 seconds. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it was fun. Entertaining enough, but I don't know. It's not a storyline that I really got excited about. I mean, which is weird because usually I like Charlotte Flair stuff just because she pisses the crowd off so much. So it's kind of weird seeing her as a face. And then, I mean, come on, it's Alexa Bliss. I mean, we need to say more on that. So it's an awkward pairing, and that's not a problem with me. It's fine that it's an awkward pairing. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like there was much motion tied into this match for me. I guess that's where I'm at. There was I didn't feel anything from it.
Kind of a break match. And this was one of the matches overall, we can say it right now. If I have to say, between night one and night two was definitely better than night one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that was the expectation. So it doesn't break my heart or anything, but night one, I think, did about as good as I was expecting it to, with very low expectations. I was worried this whole card was going to go to crap. It really didn't. It just had a couple matches like this that were a little underwhelming and predictable. I mean, I called it. I think a lot of people might have thought that Judgment Day was going to retain, but no, you're going to give it to Flair. I mentioned it in predictions that Flair we lost this idea at WrestleMania when she lost to Tiffany Stratton. It became clear no longer can she just always be expected to win.
Yeah, but
I do expect her to win a tag team championship match. If Vine, if this is all you're going to give her right now, then she's going to take it. So,
I mean, there's some other factors. I mean, you got Alexa Bliss who recently returned. Yep. You've got Judgment Day is really it's just they held the titles at this point just because Liv Morgan was gone. They won the titles with Liv, and there was no way Judgment Day can't continue with basically somebody who just got called up from NXT to carry the titles for forever. I mean, I don't know. It's not that she isn't good enough. It's just that she hasn't been around long enough to matter. True.
So it did what it needed to do. I was okay with it, Yeah,
if Liv Morgan was in the match, I think it would have been completely different.
And that's a good point. That's kind of where we're going to bring it. I think it's going to the development of the Judgment Day is going to involve Liv Morgan as a very important factor, as a variable in this whole thing with the Judgment Day, because
she didn't like the new member before she got injured. So and now she was being embraced. So
she'll be back, which of course we'll talk. Not even going to say it.
They tease every few months.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're going to talk about night two, which compared to night one, really kind of blew it out the water, except for a few things. Because this is the third match. And I got to say, I mean, your thoughts, Jonathan, you tell me after I say it. Third match, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross with Scarlett. 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Kross loses to Sami Zayn. I told you, if he's going to lose, because I called that Karrion Kross would win. However, if he loses, I mean, this is the stake. This is the stake in the heart. This is the final nail in the coffin. What do you think?
Yeah, that was in your little snippet previews that I like. Yeah. Oh, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, the fact is, it's weird because he's starting to get a push from the fans who are saying, we want to see him.
And I noticed that.
and like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like, do they really want to keep Sami a face that bad that, you know, they had the perfect setup. Throw the pipe in there, Scarlett, you know, do it.
You could have had a whole storyline go, but what did they do? They're just like, no, this is over. So what does that say about what they're doing with Karrion Kross?
I mean, it sounds like it was here we go. We value your service here. We're giving you your send-off match on the second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
True.
But you're probably gone.
You're probably gone unless you're just going to be pretty much relegated to the C string, and you're going to basically have little moments. You're going to continue to do these pointless moments with wrestlers, and they're just going to have a little spot with you, and then they're going to beat you. That's not good.
I mean, he's not our he's not our truth,
right?
You know, from before this character change,
right?
Which is what it is. I mean, when he came on the scene, like you were telling me about him because I don't watch NXT, and I was like, damn, this guy's image is not even with Scarlett. Just this guy's image is so cool.
Yeah,
like the way he looks, his image, the way he comes out and talks. It's like. It's been so disappointing that they couldn't do anything, even make this guy a mid-carder. Like, what the hell?
I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe this is what's best. Honestly, I've thought about it, and I think what's going to happen... I mean, I could be wrong, but I think the best thing to do is literally to send him to TNA. Just send him back, because he had a...
That's true.
He actually had, this is a lot of momentum. Send him to TNA. Don't send him to NXT. Just send him to TNA. Don't they own TNA,
put the belt on
basically?
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Just send him to TNA. And he'll probably...
I have no clue who the title is, if it's the We Believe in Him guy or not, but he's the champ immediately. Maybe this helps. Maybe a Cody Rhodes method of going away and then coming back, you know?
If that's the best, if that's the best you can do with him, and at least he'll have an audience, at least he'll have a paycheck. I'd
actually watch it. I think I would tune in to his matches on TNA.
Seriously.
Because it's a weird thing. It's like all the potential, you know, it's like maybe that's what I see. Maybe the things that I think that could happen, but it's just a waste. Prove to me that he sucks.
Right.
Is basically what I want you to do.
But you didn't. You didn't prove to me. I thought the match was okay for what it was. It's more storyline based. And I love Scarlett. I love the way she kind of like basically messes with the opponent's heads, and this was a good match, like for what it was. But
and I don't even put that against them. I think it could have been better if they gave him the reins for it.
Yeah,
you know,
you gave him less than 10 minutes, and you said, "Do what you will."
Yeah. You see Sami walking out smiling. At first I was like, I wonder what he's smiling about. Maybe he's just like, this is bullshit or something.
He was, and I saw the way it ended. I could tell. He was like, I could tell these guys probably have a decent relationship, and they're probably like, like this is the best I could do, and it sucks, but this is what we're doing. That's the freaking, I could see it all over their faces. Not happy with it.
And, and it doesn't do any justice to Sami either. Like, I'm harping on Karrion, but we haven't really talked about Sami. The fact is that like this was kind of bullshit for him. Like just already
Absolutely.
like a year removed from some of the biggest storylines of the past 10 years.
Good point, because I was gonna say this isn't helping Sami Zayn. I mean, they're feeding him someone. Okay, so you're keeping him on a certain level right now, but unless you take him to the next stratosphere, the next level, he's not doing anything.
Nothing changed. His character's still the same after this match.
I said it. Like, this guy, if he does not have a championship match by next year, what the hell, man? Like, realize he's not, and they did mention it, so they're kind of planting those seeds. He's never won a main event title.
Yeah.
Hell, Jey Uso's already done it.
He had some matches. He's
never won the big one. So it's probably kind of high time for him to win the big one. But I don't even know who unless he goes to, maybe he takes on Cody, because right now they're building up a whole story with Punk and Seth Rollins. That's kind of what it's looking like for WrestleMania 41. And you got to think about it right now because we're already kind of on our way there.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll give them credit. What they're doing with the Punk and Rollins storylines has been amazing, at least in my opinion. But when we come back to Karrion Kross and we come back to Sami Zayn, like, I just feel like it misses the mark from a storyline perspective where, you know, if we're saying there's just that something missing from Sami, and maybe the fact is that he's too nice a guy. Maybe the fact is that, you know, we haven't seen him as this, even when he's been a heel, he's just this crazy guy feuding with Jackass Star and stuff. I think if you had partnered him with, maybe he takes that pipe, hits him, do a little like Cole action, kind of like, you know, the old Bray Wyatt, they form a group together. He gets that viciousness.
You're giving him the Daniel Bryan treatment.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like, and then you get this more depth to him.
You get more depth
builds
to him,
him up.
A more aggressive side. So when he goes back to being a face, he's even that much more OP.
Yeah, because when you look back at it, like he faced Roman Reigns at one point, he faced these other guys, he still felt like he was that mid-carder guy. And like, because he doesn't have those like aggression, that over the top, like he's not a brute force guy. He's not, it just feels like there's something missing.
He has moments where he's there, but you're right, it's not there right now. That's the most important thing, and unfortunately, you know, that's a big factor. If he's not at that level of intensity, you know, it's not going to work.
And even if he does win it, let's say he just somehow won world championship tomorrow.
Right.
He's not going to keep it.
No.
He's going to be a flash in the pan. It's going to be Kofi Mania. It's going to be Sami Mania.
You're right. The fans have to be like yearning for it. They have to be like dying for it. And in order to do that, you kind of have to put him through a whole bunch of obstacles and show that you're investing in this guy. So yeah. That's the case. We'll see. We could be wrong completely about Kross. We're not.
Could be.
But please let me be wrong, because maybe next week we'll see him like totally plugged into a program with Zayn, or who knows. But I'm telling you that that was kind of the send off right there. So
seems like it.
Fourth match: Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. This is another one. Went 7 minutes and 5 seconds is what I'm looking at here. This one was also a disappointment. I'm sorry. And again, you know, you watch it, you start to see, okay, what are they trying to do here? Jade Cargill, she's coming out brash, cocky. She's like giving the ref some crap. She's taunting Stratton. She's making Stratton this underdog. So you see Stratton slowly but surely is going to win this thing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but she was really never an underdog.
She wasn't.
She's the champion.
She was the champion.
Yeah.
And Cargill's, you know, yes, she is like excellent, like super athlete, but Stratton's kind of up there with her. You know what I mean? Like, they're not like, this isn't an underdog story, and this isn't. And since when was in my opinion, like, when was Jade all of a sudden this person that just like talks shit to the ref and like pokes fun at whoever she's faced? I felt like walking into the ring, Cargill had the momentum. I think if they would have had an intense, brutal match, you would have pulled the trigger. But people seemed also, they seem to love Tiffany Stratton, and they love this title on her. I get it. So, not surprised there. But 7 minutes and 5 seconds, again, decent match. Yeah. Decent match, but this is not one to write home about. Like,
so a lot of back when she was in AEW, so she, you know, everything, the criticism, she can't wrestle, all that kind of stuff. I mean, look, I don't care, but this was the kind of the signature type of her match was quick, short and sweet, power, because to offset the fact, of course, that, you know, she can't do a long match. But it's weird because it doesn't seem like much has changed. It's like, I don't know if you remember when she left AEW, she drops her TBS champion, I think it was. Yeah, TBS championship to what's her name? She was used to be the alien, and then she's not just a woman.
Is it Chris Statlander? Is that her name?
Chris Statlander. Yeah, and I actually like her, so I'm not saying, like, I watch her on AEW every week. She's still getting decent time, but it's just, I don't know, this same thing that her image is so much bigger than what they're willing to do in the ring or anything with her.
Right. If you can't back it up, it's just not going to work.
And I'm not even certain. I mean, it's been like 2 years since that. Has she gotten better? Probably. I gotta believe it.
I thought there were some moments. I don't think she's on the level of. First of all, I think Stratton is a little bit better in the ring, and maybe she's carrying this match. But
she's a lot better in the ring, just from experience standpoint,
right?
You know? Yeah.
Neither of these. I'm sorry, but neither of these two are on the level of like the matches we'll see in the next night.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like compared to the Becky Lynch and
the Becky Lynch's, the Ripley's,
I'll even give it
the Io Skys, the Bianca Belairs. You know
who I blame? I blame WWE for just throwing her into this match. Essentially, what was it? She wins the Battle Royal, and that's why she gets the thing. I don't know, like
she's cleaning the ring. So if you're building her up like that, then you can't just throw into a 7-minute match that just ends like underwhelming. I'm sorry, this was not that great of a match, and we're talking about the matches that were a little underwhelming with the third and the fourth match. The second match, I was like, okay, at least it was 13 minutes, 30 seconds, and it did what it needed to do. I thought it was okay, but when you get to these two matches, and then we'll talk a little bit about the next match, but yeah.
Well, the last thing for me on this, they did. Okay, so I watched a little bit of it again today.
Okay, good.
And just because I wasn't really checked in when I was watching it before, so I went back because I knew we were going to talk.
I was thinking about doing that too with some of these matches.
And the real thing is they really tried to hype up the fact that she was going to win this match, but she made like a mistake or mental error. And I don't know, okay, cool, but it just didn't work. It just didn't work.
Yeah, I didn't think it worked. I'm thinking if you're building up this character that much, the thing you don't do is let them slip up and make a mistake.
If you're trying to build the female Goldberg,
exactly. You're gonna feed them, you're gonna finally feed them. So, anyways, on that note, fifth match. Here we go. This one was fun. I'll be honest. This one was fun, but I was surprised. But
I'm gonna try not to hate. I'm
not hating. This one is okay. I actually like this one. I don't know what. And if people, I haven't gotten it. I actually haven't, got a feel for what everyone thinks about this. 17 minutes and 10 match. 17 minutes and 10 seconds. This match. Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul versus Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. I was first thing I'm gonna say is I was impressed by Jelly Roll.
Yeah,
and that makes the whole thing.
He gets it.
Yeah, he gets it.
Say what you want, and I will. I'll probably hate a little bit, but he got it. He's not a wrestler, but he gets it. He gets it, and it looks good.
Here's the thing. So exactly the opposite of what I was thinking was going to happen. I didn't think that. First off, I thought Orton and Jelly Roll were going to win. They just the guest. This is for fun.
That's usually what happens.
Usually what happens. I'm not. But they wanted to hit you with the swerve. They wanted to kind of give you a twist here, but what I wasn't expecting was how much involved Jelly Roll was going to be in, and do the things that he was doing. I mean, he's essentially tapping into his Dusty Rhodes persona, getting beat up, taking bumps, getting hit, doing a few good moves here and there, and keeping it going. The audience wanted to see him win. I mean,
when you go through a table and you're a country singer, how can you not?
Right, you can't not respect this guy. Jelly Roll, you have to give some respect to this guy.
I mean, he's a terrible wrestler.
Meanwhile, but here's the other thing. He's not he's a guest star, so that's it. Yeah. For a guest star, this is great. Now we need to point it out. I think now is the time. What's irking me a little bit, number one, is that they keep saying it too. And you correct me if you don't think this is happening, but they just keep saying it was his debut match, this guy's gonna have a run or something. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're going to try to Logan Paul him, but you know what? Here's the difference.
You're not going to Logan Paul this guy.
Jelly Roll is okay. Logan Paul was already athletic. Jelly Roll might have lost a lot of weight, but he is not athletic.
Not only is he not? Yeah, he's just not that good. Like he's good for being a guest, and he's like I forget good. I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah,
like
his punches look good.
Everything looked good.
Understood. He understood how it worked, and I'm really
he had
impressed.
The psychology. I appreciated that very much.
He did that. I don't know. It was making the rounds. The clips from one of WWE's show where they're talking about like slow it down, and when when you're in the ring, slow it down, and then when you think you can't hold it out anymore, slow it down even more. Yeah. And like you're saying, the psychology was amazing.
The psychology was there.
He strung that tag out when Drew McIntyre first came into the match.
Right.
Like he took like a whole minute to build that up and then do the whole like, I'm in trouble thing. So he gets it.
Yeah. He's got the shades. He's like got the shades of like the Terry Funk. Like I'm trying to think. Like Louis Spicolli. He's got like that. He's got that Dusty Rhodes. Like I'm not like your superstar athletic guy, but I am kind of like your people's man. I'm that guy, and I got the heart of gold. That's fine. That's more than fine. That's what sells, quite frankly, to a lot of people. But again, and here's another thing: Logan Paul, he's beating that ass, like just whooping up on him, okay? And you've got to think he's going to come back, and this is going to end with like an Orton RKO, and Logan Paul is going to be shocked. I'm thinking Orton's going to pin Logan Paul, and that's how it's going to end. Yeah. But no, it ended with Logan Paul pinning Jelly Roll and just beating the crap out of him. And like it's one of those matches. It's almost like a squash match towards the end of it. But it wasn't. But still, it was a valiant effort at the end of the day. But like
it was better when than when Machine Gun Kelly. What he got the power bomb through the table and then popped right back up and everything. I loved it.
So it's like a valiant effort, but it's not like this guy's even coming back, or is he? So maybe they'll have one more match. Maybe, I don't know, but
because he's not becoming full time. He makes way too much money.
Good,
and
it's kind of like what's his name?
Travis Scott.
No, Rabbit.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Shit.
Who was great in the new Adam Sandler? The
Bunny
great
Rabbit,
in the new
Bad Bunny. Sorry.
Did you see the new Adam Sandler movie? Yes. Happy Gilmore 2?
Yep.
He's in there. He's his caddy. It's great.
Dude, he was awesome. He was awesome in that movie. The caddy was hilarious.
I was just like, okay, so back.
That movie was hilarious, by the way. I know we lost track, but yes, we'll talk about it eventually. That movie was hilarious. A few goofy moments, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jelly Roll. It was supposed to be the match that I was going to be most. I thought I was going to be the most disappointed.
Right.
But in fact, besides the shock of the main event, it might have been the biggest moment for me. It was entertaining. Impressive.
Exactly. Yeah. It was entertaining, and that I gotta say, I've been saying it. That was the most I could ask for this match, and I feel like he earned his spot in this card for this event because he did what he needed to do. He put on a show, and he gets it, and so
he put them over. He made them all look good.
I wasn't expecting him to lose, but whatever. That doesn't take away the fact that this was an entertaining little moment. So I don't know what everyone else is thinking, but I'm sure a lot of people are giving him props. But I'm also thinking that I wouldn't be surprised if people are knocking this. But this is the last concern because again, going back, we just had two matches back to back that were basically underwhelming moments, And honestly, like with the Flair Bliss match being okay, really half your card tonight on night one was good, whereas one was okay, and then the two were kind of meh. Were like all right and meh. Like it was definitely underwhelming. Over like as a whole, night one was like okay.
This was the string of matches that really kind of brings the grade down.
This does bring the grade down. I get it. Otherwise, this could have been an awesome weekend. It was good though, but this is the type of stuff that we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, sixth match, the main event. They even have it, they're going to, of course, now, it's technically not the last match of the night because we technically have to count Seth Rollins and Punk as another match. It's hilarious.
The seventh match, technically.
So this was the match of this is definitely, I would say, the match of the night. 30 minutes, 20 seconds.
For sure.
It was
long match.
It had a little bit of slow moments, but of course, it's going to be methodical. It's Gunther. It's a good match.
Yep.
They took it to another level. I thought, this did everything it needed to do.
Yeah, including blood on Gunther. I mean, that was kind of
out of nowhere with that moment. Yeah, kind of out of nowhere.
Liked it.
But I was okay with it. Wasn't thinking Punk was going to win it until, again, the more you watch it, the more you're thinking they're going to pull the trigger. They're going to give this to Punk.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're thinking, you're back of the head. Here comes Rollins. I mean, the rest is history. I think there's not much more you can say other than it was an excellent end to the night.
It was so if it hadn't been for that twist, I don't think there would have been that real jelly roll getting, a splash through the table with jelly roll would have been probably the biggest moment of the night.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And you don't want that. As great as it was, you don't want that to be the biggest moment. But that whole thing when Seth comes out and he turns around, I was like, okay, cool, but I don't know. It's just the imagery of him dropping those crutches, like being like, it was like something's different. Yeah. I need to really focus in now.
Yeah.
And then it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to plant. They thought they were planting a seed, but that seed blossomed into a freaking beanstalk real quick. Rollins, he cashed in. Makes sense. He came out fierce too. He was ready to go. You could tell he was intense. He was going to beat the hell out of Punk, and Punk had been through a hell of a match.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I will say this about Gunther, and this is something that I noticed. The taunting, the methodical, it's fine. Like, one thing that just kind of makes me a little disheartened with Gunther is that you wouldn't know it if you were watching this guy in the ring with Punk, but this guy can go. He can go 0 to 100 real quick. He can go as fast. He is not like, this guy who's just kind of methodical. He can be, clearly, but he's an intense...
He's very dynamic.
He is very dynamic, and he's very intense when he wants to be. I was hoping for a little more of that.
Yeah, he can really wrestle any style kind of match except for a high flyer type stuff.
He tends to work better with high flyers, though, if you watch him.
Oh, yeah.
Or not really high flyers, but like fast, smaller guys, high intensity. Mm-hmm. He tends to work better with guys like that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because he's that agile, he's that quick himself that, it just makes it takes it to another level. He makes it look amazing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. But it was weird. The weird part for me of that match was the tables flipped where CM Punk was no longer the underdog. Granted, if he ever was the underdog in this match.
Right.
But when Gunther's got blood dripping down his face, he's doing his last, his choke hold behind him, and Michael Cole's saying, you got to think this is the last gasp for him. Like, he's got to win it here.
Yeah.
It was kind of strange for me. It just, feelings-wise, I guess, the emotional connection to think, wow, Gunther's not he's not the, the guy who's, you got to triumph. He's not the Goliath.
He's not the Goliath. He is the Goliath, though, and that's the problem. He should be the Goliath. We're going to talk we're going to get into another match in night 2 and talk about the same thing that you're referring to. And yes, that is a little disorienting because it's not right. It's not right. Yes, there could be a thing where the Goliath kind of gets caught in a situation where he's kind of vulnerable, but
yeah, you chop him down, you get him injured and then he looks vulnerable.
Right.
But I didn't really feel that way.
It felt a little out of place. But yeah, overall, decent match.
But he's injured. He's going to go on break.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. this did work out. Honestly, I think it worked out really well, and I think that's also a reason why I was okay with this. I want to go back and watch the match at some point, kind of see like what were some of the best parts, and I'll have maybe a different view on it. But overall, I thought it was a great match. This was definitely probably the match of the night. Definitely the match of the night. Definitely if you want to give a match an A, I'm going to give it to this match.
Oh yeah.
And of course the follow-up. Everything now makes sense. Now Rollins is kind of where he needs to be, and it makes sense that Gunther would drop the title.
Just to get screwed over, or just to have Seth Rollins screw over Punk, right?
And I honestly thought that was going to be what it was anyways. I thought the briefcase would have been cashed on like a Jey Uso who's going to win it back from Gunther, something like that. I didn't think it was necessarily going to be Punk, but that is what's happened. Punk's willing to do it too, because is he okay holding the title for the first time, a WWE title for the first time in like 10 years for only 10 seconds? He's okay with it. Why? Because
he doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it.
I mean, it's great if he has it. It's been the central part of the storyline for him, but he doesn't really need it.
And he may now be gunning for the title. He may be on the hunt. But at the end of the day, he really doesn't need it. That's something that I'm going to remember. I mean, now you've made it clear. The guy doesn't really need it. And who's to say that he doesn't? Do I think he's going to have a match with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania for the main event? That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah. It feels like it has to be.
But I'm not going to be surprised if somehow it turns into something else. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. But right now, Seth Rollins is on top of the world in Monday Night Raw. And that's exactly where we need to be. So
the last thing I'll say about Punk is that I was really, really impressed with just the way his facial expressions were once Seth Rollins' music hit. Like his just going from pure exhaustion and he's getting ready to celebrate to just what the fuck, and just you can just see the look of just he knows that he's about to lose a title that he just gained, and this motherfucker's come down to do it.
I saw it too. He's looking directly at the camera, and yes, his facial expressions completely told the whole story, and he was screwed. It was great. And he was still probably fearful. He was still giving off that impression, even when Seth was just kind of giving him crap, giving him guff, saying, "I'm coming for you. Enjoy it while you can." Punk, you could tell. I mean, he knew something was up. And
he's never rattled, and he felt it looked like he was rattled.
Yeah, he was rattled. Great. He put on a great sell. I mean, he's awesome. I mean, the guy is who he is for things like this. So that was a moment. Okay, kind of made the night.
That was a great moment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, let's get into it. Night 2. Before we do though, make sure to hit that like or subscribe button at Bad Guy Wrestling. At Channel Cortez 33. We're ready to get into it. Now, August 3rd, night 2. Sunday night. This is the big one. This definitely was stacked. Knew it was going to be stacked. And so it was. There were a couple upsets. There was one match that definitely kind of surprised me in a bad way. We're going to get into it. I think you know which one it is. But let's break it down. And one match that was pleasantly surprising, but still had a little bit of disappointment. I'm going to get critical with this, okay? But let's talk about, hey. Let's get into it. First match, Naomi versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. It's a fun little match. 16 minutes, 20 seconds. I was calling for Naomi to win. She won.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense for her not to win.
No, it doesn't. And I love how she's recreated herself. Sometimes her promo work is a little cringy, but for the most part, she's excellent. She's recreated herself as something like an aggressive, take no nonsense.
She has depth to her. Yeah.
And then you throw in her father and his history with the guitar work. She's got that a little bit of rock and roll kind of vibe going on. I think it's awesome.
Absolutely.
They're throwing in shades of Jimi Hendrix and the guitar work of her father. It sounded like they had a little bit of technical, what you're going to have with wired guitar work outside like that. it sounded like it was a little bit cut off, but for the most part, it sounded really cool from the beginning.
That's just because we used to play in bands. No one else cares.
Of course. They don't really care. It's just the show, really. But what'd you think?
Man, I'll have to agree. First of all, Naomi, I did not see this happening. Even when she came back after, the Exodus with, I don't even know if I call her Mercedes Moné or Sasha Banks, whatever. And she comes back. I thought it's fine. Whatever. Cool. She's dancing still. But here's the thing. She's dropped the dancing. She's dropped all the fun stuff. I remember back when she was like, I want to put my own passion into this. It's like she gets it now. It's not about her passion. It's about the story, the character she's playing. So I think maybe she always wears. Maybe she didn't get the opportunity. I don't know. I'm not trying to speak for her, but she's embracing this. And I'm a little biased. I know my thing is at bad guy wrestling. So, I like the heels. And so, but I think it's the opposite of the last time they had that triple threat match, which was Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair. Remember, Io Sky kind of felt like an afterthought, and they just kept throwing her in like she'd jump in out of nowhere. Right. And this time, maybe Naomi was the underdog champion in the sense, but
the dark horse, so to speak. Better.
Yeah. I felt so much better this time. Like with her legitimacy and the fact that she's a real heel. I love it.
I agree. This is a step towards developing her character. You have to do it. Mm-hmm. You have to turn them heel to develop them. Before, she was a gimmick. She was feel the glow. Here's some glow sticks. Mm-hmm. Here's some glow stick bracelets and whatnot. It's a gimmick.
She was the kids fun thing.
It's a fun thing. Yeah. It's a kids thing. Now,
like Bayley used to be before she became legit.
That's right. You have to go through this, and she has, and so now she's more developed, and I love it. Mm-hmm. It's a more realistic gimmick. It's more realistic and more tense, and it's cool. I haven't seen it in a while. I haven't seen anything like this in a while. So here we go.
She made me a fan. She took it. She took it and made me a fan.
Someone who I thought was just kind of a stable, who was like, okay, she's there, she can work. Now she's someone I'm kind of looking forward to seeing in the ring, more and more. So go.
And then you go back to the other two. Rhea Ripley. Yeah. She doesn't. Of course, she doesn't need a belt right now. I mean,
she really doesn't. Same with Io Sky. Honestly, at this point, Io Sky doesn't even need one. I think this was all about giving Naomi her props.
Yeah, I mean, I see what they're doing. They're saying, okay, we're gonna make you a main eventer, and we're gonna give you some legitimacy. So I mean, that's what they need. That's what if they'd done that to Jade Cargill, even though I don't think she's ready. That was kind of that here's your shot. We're gonna make you legit now, and that's what this match was.
Right.
And they still had the out because it was a triple threat match, and Rhea and Io have their little
big
competition.
Yep. Which kind of leads into the next match. I'm sorry?
Yeah, so they were able to do it that way, not put them down, while also keep Naomi on top. So it was nice.
Always makes me think that the heel champion is going to win when you have a match like this, with given the context, the moment. I'm not talking about a main event of a WrestleMania. Don't even get me started. But something like this, you kind of get the feeling that the heel champ is going to walk out, is going to sneak away with the title. Even a face champ, the champ usually survives. Okay, so
and she's got another dynamic. I mean, not only is her character the heel now, they're showing her as a mastermind kind of thing, where she cashes in her money in the bank on the unexpected person and all this stuff. So, a kind of a glimpse of a Seth Rollins in some sense, that archetype or architect type thing. So, depth is what I'm going with.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. So, match 2, Wyatt 6, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy. Taking on 5 other teams. You knew this was going to be a cluster, but honestly, I was okay with this. They definitely stepped it up, and they basically, they were, of course, the commentators were talking about how they had a match like this in SmackDown following WrestleMania. They were left off the card, so they showed them up, and now don't do. Okay, whatever. The point is they did a decent job. I'm starting to notice that when it comes to these types of matches, they're just much better directed and produced so that it works out a little bit better. I know Shawn Michaels has a hand in these types of matches, so maybe that was the case here. But all I got to say is, I had a feeling Wyatt Six would walk out and sneak away with this, and I'm glad they did. I wanted them to win. They were just kind of like my personal favorites. However, you know what I really love, that I'm getting more and more into, is Andrade and Phoenix. They really are that good. I know the commentators talking about how they're undefeated and how they have this excellent chemistry. I mean, they really are that good. Andrade is so good in the ring. Phoenix, we know, is so good in the ring. I wouldn't have been surprised if they won. I wouldn't have been surprised if the Machine Guns had won, or even DIY. I mean,
which looked like they were going to win.
It did. It really did. Yeah. And there were some really cool moments. Like, I mean, when Gargano was like hanging from the belts basically. Yeah. And he's about to get speared, which would have been awesome. He lifts himself up. I thought he was gonna. I mean, it's a very dangerous place to be. The guy is pretty like impressive with his ability to deal with that.
Yeah, you look like his son, basically. Yeah, first of all,
of course.
you and him, mini Kratos over here.
Right. Well, he's definitely got a beard. Well, maybe he's trimmed the beard, but he used to have that long beard. The Psycho Killer.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm going to give him props, but he makes that look easy when really, geez, we all be pissing our pants if we're hanging like that.
Oh my gosh! And then him to do that basically that weird setup, reverse pull up. I don't even know what you call it, but he did more with that storytelling wise than I've ever heard him do on the mic, and it was awesome.
That's a moment,
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, Jonathan Johnson. I feel like we've talked about it before, but when he was NXT champion, he had such good mic work.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Maybe I gotta go check it out.
Yeah, I mean that was probably one of the best times to be watching NXT. It was already on a high note, and he had this big feud. Well, we could talk about real briefly. He had a big feud with Gargano, and you kind of felt like Gargano was going to win it out. It was a big grudge match.
Mm-hmm.
But then the title got involved, and you were thinking that Gargano was going to win, but no, it was Ciampa that would win the title, and he would end up kind of like leaving Gargano behind and kind of moving on to his own thing. And he was like, this title, it used to be about like me kind of spiting Gargano and spiting my old best friend about being the champ. But now I have this kind of like addiction basically to this thing. And this is now like basically my mistress. This is like my drug. This is like he called the belt Goldie. So he would refer the belt to Goldie, and Goldie was like his baby. And this belt meant more to him than anything else. And nothing else mattered. And he's like, now I'm moving on, and anyone who tries to take this from me, it will not happen. Okay? And he'd like kiss the belt, and then he'd like shove the camera away after every interview. And he'd do these interviews from like the back, some like creepy ass place. It was really cool to watch. And every match you got to see with him were like, 5-star, 4.5-star classics, like bangers. So like you knew with this guy being champion, you're going to get a cool promo, and then you're going to get some like bangers, and that was it. So it was a fun time to be watching NXT. It wasn't like
he probably just, in my opinion, since I don't know, I didn't experience all that, it's probably just because he's paired with Johnny Gargano is the fact that like that guy just can talk for days.
He can.
And by comparison, or maybe they make him the lead. Yeah. Where you're telling me Tommaso Ciampa can do all that.
He really can. And Gargano is kind of like your poster boy looking guy. So they do kind of like tend to put him out on the mic.
Yeah, and he's got a mouth too. Absolutely.
But Ciampa is more like a Jake the Snake Roberts. So like you
like tough,
close in on him, give him like a close up and like let him talk, and you'll actually appreciate him.
Hey, he's even still cutting decent promos every once in a while on AEW.
Yeah. The dude is I can't believe he's still kicking it, but
I know. He can
Roberts-
barely talk, but I'm in it.
That's the
Yeah.
you know the sell of Roberts. He would draw you in.
He's
That's
an
the draw.
entertainer.
He was a hell of an entertainer. He wasn't one of those guys that would be intense. He wasn't one of those guys that would like try to like outpower you with his voice. He talked calmly, and he'd get deep, like he'd get crazy with you. And so you kind of like get zoned in. And you're like, dude, this guy is crazy. This guy, I wouldn't want to be in the ring with this guy. Not to mention he has a freaking anaconda. He has a freaking python in his bag. But anyways, we digress. Fun match, cool stuff.
Honestly, the worst thing about I think that the biggest disservice to this match was probably the fact that it wasn't at night.
Right,
there was still daylight out. Like it's a weird pairing for why it's 6.
I was just going to
have the fog and the dark and everything.
I actually loved their interference with the women with Nikki Cross and Candice LeRae. And they got involved.
That Candice LeRae
and what's her name?
Vicious.
With the street with the Street Profits.
Was it BFAB or whatever?
Was it BFAB? Yeah. And you throw in.
Oh man, talk about that Candice LeRae the ladder shot. Damn.
Yeah, that was a spot. That was a great spot, and she can do it. She's a hell of a worker, and I love that Uncle Howdy got involved. That Eric Rowan got involved. I mean, everybody got a little spot for this match, but it wasn't. I don't think it was overdone. I thought they did what they needed to do here. This was a great match.
And hopefully it's the end of this. I don't know. Like, it just seems like the last 4 months, it's been these guys, just these type of matches, these over and over and over again. Just like, it was great. The Street Profits were the champs and everything. Their image of the last year has been killing it. But okay, what's be done with this?
Well, that's the problem, Jonathan. This is why I can't stand two tag team championships, not like in two different brands. They don't do that with the women, nor should they at all. They wouldn't dare do that, but they shouldn't be doing it with the men either. I mean, dude, 2 nights. I haven't even thought about the Raw tag team championships, the World Championship, the World Tag Team. Like, who even has them right now? I mean, I know I should know this, but I can't remember right now.
Yeah, that's a problem right there.
You see what I mean?
You're trying to. Well,
was it the New Day?
I forgot too.
I was gonna say,
New Day dropped them. They dropped them to. Damn it!
That's what happens.
And I've been watching it.
I don't even feel bad. I don't care. Like people be like, "Oh man, it shows what you know. You're clearly not have your thumb on the pulse." No, it just goes to show how little I care. I don't care.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's my big thing. Like, if it is I'm in here for the entertainment aspect, not to show how much like specific history I have absorbed and I can repeat.
First of all, I'm not here to know.
I remember now. I remember it's Finn Balor and JD McDonald.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Yes, and I'm surprised I didn't know that because they barely came out. Like I've been holding off to talk about the Judgment Day until we get to later down the card, but. They didn't really make much
look.
They didn't make much of an appearance, and it's just just to say they have it. It's just to put belts on the team.
Yeah, because they were hyping up the Judgment Day had 2 sets of tag teams, and we have the Intercontinental Championship too, where everyone was walking out with belts.
Right.
But that also kind of says if I can forget it that easily,
it just it is not the same as like having. The main tag titles, the mid card titles, and the heavyweight title. That's what matters. Don't make it out like this is a big thing. This is crap.
Yeah, and honestly, on Raw, the titles kind of feel more grand to me in some ways, just because they've made the SmackDown tag team titles seem like this revolving circus of just like. Guys that I don't know that are great, but they're just kind of making them feel like jobbers in some sense.
I get what you're saying. Problem is that if the titles aren't defended, they're just props.
Yeah, they're always props, but
they're just props. I mean, that's all they are. They're just gimmicks.
But isn't that what Kevin Nash said recently or something? That they're just a prop.
They are just a prop. They're a gimmick. The belt is a gimmick, but the value of that gimmick is
Yeah.
consequential on the defenses.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is the Judgment Day having a tag titles to me somehow makes it more legit that they kind of become comic relief in some ways, but a big stable like that holding it versus like this revolving door of a circus.
Yeah, it's a hot potato.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. Both.
Even though they had it for a while, and I'm talking about my memory's gone. The two dudes. Who just had the titles?
The Wyatt Six?
No.
Wait,
Dawkins and Angela. What are they called? No. Dawkins and Angela. What's
Street
their
Profits. Street Profits.
Oh my gosh! I gotta go get tested.
I know what
for
you're talking
memory.
about. I know what you're It happens to me too. I'm having the foggy brain too. But hey, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna apologize because this is what happens when this wouldn't be a thing if there were only one man's tag team championship. Not only would we not have this whole recycling, but you would have more competition being thrown around amongst the tag teams. But if you wanted to keep the titles on some main faction, you could do that too. You might have a little bit of hot potatoing here and there, but for the most part, those belts would stay on one team, and that team would be the dominant team for a while. Yeah,
the prestige of the title really only comes from how you treat the titles.
Exactly. It's what it is. It's what we're saying, and yeah, it's they're never going to get the memo. And hey, if you want to, I mean, you're doing it right now. It seems to me like you're trying to make everything equal. Well, that's really the last caveat. Like that's the last last straw. Are those tag titles? You have 2 men's tag titles. You're not going to make 2 women's tag titles. I'm sorry. Your division is already screwed up enough.
Yeah, and in some ways, here's another controversial thing. On the hierarchy of the titles, in some senses, I think the SmackDown Tag Team titles is at the bottom. Granted, I'm counting the world titles. I'm counting Intercontinental U.S. title, the Raw SmackDown, or the Raw Tag Team titles. The SmackDown Tag Team titles is the bottom, and it just feels like it.
But I'll contest and say that the world titles weren't even on the card.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm going to say. I get it. I get what you're saying because they're being hot potato. But, I mean...
We're at one point, like last year when, what was it, Sami Zayn they got it, yeah. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, right after the Roman Reigns goes down, they win that at that WrestleMania, the tag champions. Right. And they're on. It's the SmackDown Tag Champions, I believe, or was they unified at that point? Yeah.
And then they split them, and then it was like I think they were relegated to Raw. I don't remember. I do remember Raw titles. I do feel like over the last year, even going back even to WrestleMania 40, like I do feel like the Raw titles were pretty up there, especially when the Miz and R-Truth had them. Okay, that was the time.
Yeah.
That was
That's right. They introduced the new titles with them.
I felt like the titles were definitely, more eyes were on those titles than the other ones. But
again, it's like the way you treat the titles, and this way they're treating it almost like kind of like a step up from the 24/7 title or something with the hot potatoing. Like the way you treat them kind of translates to how we perceive them.
Yeah, it clearly. You really don't want a hot potato. You don't. You really don't.
Yeah. You can do that with the 24/7.
You can do that.
It was great. Yeah. But as far as the Wyatt Six goes, I mean, it's nice. I think one of the things when Bray, was champion stuff, they were typically short-lived championships because him being a champion doesn't really kind of matter in a lot of ways. So it's going to be interesting with the Wyatt Six is how long they keep the championship. Does it even really help them because they're supposed to be mysterious and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. I mean, none of this matters for that team. Like you said, they already kind of have their place, but none of it matters unless straight up Uncle Howdy wins one of the mid-card titles. And that's kind of what you need. I don't see, Bo Dallas going any higher than a mid-card title.
Well, at least not right now.
At least not right now. I just don't.
I mean, I don't know if it's injuries or other factors, but they just they're not consistent in
They're
the
not.
show enough to. I'm like, okay, they're here now, but you know what? Are they going to be pulled for another few months, and then like
Right.
I don't get to see them again?
Right.
You just don't. I don't believe yet.
Don't believe yet.
Yeah.
It's not to say I wouldn't want to believe, but right now I can't believe.
I want it.
Of course.
When they came out, when the White Six, formed and everything, it was just like, oh my gosh, this should be the biggest storyline. And this was when Roman Reigns was on top. I mean, it was just,
It really was.
Yeah.
So far so good. Both matches, I'm okay. I'm buying it. We're gonna get into the third match and the fourth match, which is gonna start to like kind of set me off a little bit. But the third match.
Yeah, I'll take a back seat to that one then. Here, I'll be over here.
Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria, right? No DQ, no count out. Last chance match for WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Hey, this is great.
Finally.
Honestly, I watched the package, the promo package leading up to the match. I was like, wow, they really they actually have been building up something here between these two women. I see it now.
Yeah, and with Bayley.
Bayley, but here's the thing. And Bayley's, I'm just going to say it. Bayley's involvement in this match pretty much ruined it for me. And I'll tell you why. Because Becky Lynch is supposed to be kind of like the Goliath. She is the Goliath. She's the bad guy. She's the champ, and she's the one with the most experience. She's the man.
Yeah.
So why the hell? Yeah. Okay. So if you're gonna beat Becky Lynch, number one, you can't double team her with another person to kind of beat her. It takes away from the fact that you're the underdog, that you're the David, that you have to overcome the obstacle. You can't overcome the obstacle with a Bayley coming in and then beating the crap out of her. I thought that the moment where she got tied up with the thing was overdone. I think at one point,
it took a long time.
I think at one point she didn't even know how the hell she was going to get out, or she didn't know how she was going to make it work. And look, I think she lost. I was like,
she crawls back under the ring,
and I thought that sucked. I was like, okay, so she went under the ring and someone clearly like cut her open and just like let it go. And let's just.
Yep.
Why didn't you just put some scissors in the toolbox, like some sort of tweezers, like sharp wire cutter type tweezers, and just let her do it? Why didn't you do that?
Or even have a plant with some sharp metal object because they went through something and it broke
something
or something.
Snapped.
I don't know.
Why not show it some of that? I thought the moves were done well. Like all that stuff was cool, but just show me how she gets out. Don't cop out and put her under the ring and then come out and all of a sudden she's got a freaking weapon in her hand. That was stupid. I thought number two.
Yeah, the same with the stupid handcuffs. Dude.
Then you got Becky Lynch. Well, we'll talk
from the Jacob.
We'll talk about that.
Let's
now.
not
That
get
seems
there.
to be the big heat right there. Then you got Becky Lynch, put wrap this chair around Lyra's neck and then kick it. I thought that was cool. Whips out a crowbar. What is she gonna do with this crowbar? I'm like, okay, now it's getting a little ridiculous. You can't hit her in the head. You're gonna kill her. Okay. But then Bayley comes out to try to stop her. I'm like, okay, now this is stupid. What I wish.
Well. Lyra had introduced the crowbar earlier in the match. Yeah.
What I wish would have happened. This would have been such a cool scene because it was right there, right in front. She has the crowbar. She has this hook. I'm like, why doesn't she hook the chair and drag Lyra across the freaking outside of the ring and just keep dragging her? That would have been awesome. That would have looked cool. Yeah. And at least then, okay, it's believable. She's not trying to kill her. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
And you don't need to bring in Bayley. You don't need to bring... you could bring in Bayley to maybe cheer her on and distract her a little bit, but don't get her, into fighting with her. Because now it's a handicap match.
It is, and she's supposed to be the face.
She's supposed to be the face. Now she's a handicap. Now it's a handicap. Now Becky's the underdog. And we're supposed to be booing Becky. She's clearly the heel.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do?
It got weird.
And then what do? You have Becky. I thought this was a good match all the way to these points, aside from these points. And of course, I thought if you're going to go all out like this, Lyra should have won. But now you have Becky. I swear WWE likes to pull nails from the toes and make you really feel bad about the face losing all things. So now Becky Lynch, now Lyra can't vie for the title. So that means Becky's going to fight maybe Bayley. And then we're going to have this little, three-way. We're going to have this little, triangle.
Oh, like a little loophole to get through it, you know?
Then what? Bailey's going to have to fight Lyra. My point is that Lyra eventually is going to have an opportunity to somehow get this title back. Would I have done that way? No. But I did think that the things we just discussed were a little bit off-putting.
Yeah.
And that was the first part. I was like, okay, this could have been better, but okay. I do give them props for kind of doing everything they did in the build. And honestly, I really like the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship at this point. I mean,
yeah, it's good.
Put it on Becky Lynch. She is kind of the man. She's definitely there. Hey, you gave them a story. Got to give props to that. You know, they actually have a mid card that I give it a mid card title that I do care about. You know, now do it for the tag titles, and do it for the women's U.S. title, because I really don't. I can't remember who's even the champ now. The U.S. champ, women's champ.
Oh, jeez. Don't ask me that question
remember.
right now.
Hey,
I can't remember my name right now.
It's not my fault. Like, if I don't remember, you people, and you don't remember, no. People can be like, oh, yeah, man, it just means you don't watch enough wrestling. No, you can't tell me.
Oh, yeah, it's another newbie. That's right. I had to look this one up. It's Julia.
It means the damn thing is oversaturated. It means the content's oversaturated. We're oversaturated with titles.
They put her on real fast too. Like I still haven't really gotten enough to remember. I remember. Like you're saying,
I know what you mean though. I know it's a face now, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird. She's kind of got a heel image, but she
got the
face,
horns.
Yeah. Oh no, that's Jessica
Valkyries.
Valkyries, yeah.
I love that look. She's cool, but
this is the one that has the braids that are green.
Right. I know what you're talking about. Can't remember her name,
but it is hard. Like, she's definitely, like, for fans that know NXT, they're really excited. But for somebody like me, it's hard to be memorable at this point. She is good. She's good, but but not memorable yet for me.
So there you go.
So here's what I want to say about this match. All right. I'm not a big fan of
I crapped
Lyra
all over
Valkyria.
it. Sorry, you said, you're not a fan of Lyra Valkyria. I'm not really yet, that much either. Least.
And for the haters, which sounds like I'm the hater, so maybe it's for me. But, okay, her image is amazing. Sure. I think she looks great. I mean, like, the muscle tone she has in here is awesome. Yeah. Her look is A+.
Sure.
Her in-ring ability is A+, probably. Like, I don't know. I'm not the biggest in the weeds.
I know where you're going with this. I'm going to say
not good.
Her mic work, I'm going to say it right now. I watched SmackDown. Her mic work is shit. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's not even just the mic work. It's just her overall presence. I feel like she's
I swear to God. You want to know what it's? You want to know what it's like? Lyra Valkyria. When she's doing her promos, she sounds like she's freaking performing in a middle school play. That's what she sounds like.
She sounds like a middle schooler who's afraid of, like, being in front of the class.
Like, she's talking to a bunch of parents and a couple kids, and like we're here to watch play. And I'm like, dude, you got to step it up, man. You got to step it up.
So that's why I say at this point, I'm not a fan of hers yet. Like, but I think the best thing that could happen, and here's my my hot take, is her losing this match and not being able to go back to Bailey. I mean, not to Bailey, back to Becky. Like, she's got some animosity towards Becky. It's been building. It's not the first time Becky's interfered in her match with her and cost her the title and all that kind of stuff. So again, just like with Naomi, let's get here. Let's show a different side of her so that she can figure out who her character really is, because I think if she does figure this out, like, everyone like loves going woo and stuff, when her music comes out, which is another A+ for her, A+ music. Then if she can get that next thing going, that she's relatable and I have an emotional connection, she will be unstoppable in some senses.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you the not. I'm gonna agree with you, and here's why, because you got me thinking, and this is what it is. Okay. She can get more. If they move forward with this, and she's pissed off because she lost the match, she can't fight Becky anymore, and Bailey got involved. Okay, and she's the reason why she lost. She hit Lyra, costing her the match, even though she really was the only thing keeping her alive.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah,
this is what annoys me. But you're right. But like this, she should be pissed. She should be like feuding with Becky and Bayley and get aggressive. Then yes, this might be the thing that she needs. And honestly, I don't really care that she lost. I'm more like, again, it's all about that moment. But I hear what you're saying. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, this match was great for what it was, but there were some mistakes, just minor ones, especially with Bayley. I just don't think she needed to get into a fist fight, but again, I see what it led to, and I get it.
Yeah, it's like growing pains, I guess. They want to make that they should invest in her. They should see this potential. It's just, she's not there. She's like kind of like Dominic a year ago or a year and a half ago,
They need to look at that they need to look at footage from that SmackDown with that promo, man. That was weak sauce. And this is supposed to be and I saw the promo, like, again, the promo package makes it look like this is something that's been going on for months, and it has, and it looks pretty intense. But if you look at that promo from Friday, man, it looked like amateur hour. It was Bush League. It was weak.
It's bringing down Becky. I mean, I don't know if you know the extent. Like her when she came back, it was all like real tough. They were going after the tag team titles together. But now that she has that championship, she's like a coward heel. That isn't good enough to win, so has to do all the stuff, which is not the man. Even as a heel, it's not the man,
Right.
And now I think it's the man is holding her down or something. Kind of. So it's a weird kind of gimmick change in the sense of I wonder if it's because of Lyra's to make Lyra look stronger, you know?
Yeah, and yes, it is about building up Lyra. So I get it, but
yeah. Look, I'm not going to hold it against her. Yeah. Like, there's enough there, but it's just not. It's like Dominic, like when he first joined Judgment Day, he was just kind of a joke. But now he's putting it together. Good matches, good promos, everything like that. She'll get there. She can fake it. Just fake it. Just learn how to
make it. There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That match was good, but now we're getting into the real, like, a downer, and you know what it was. Fourth match, Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu.
Another match where they're making them a clown.
Steel cage match. The damn cage has been hanging up there the whole weekend. This was supposed to be one of the biggest hyped matches. This match for the WWE United States Championship, do you know how long this bad boy went? I mean, you got a feeling it's probably... This match went for 12 minutes and 40 seconds.
Imagine a cage match going that much.
Keep in mind, the previous match went 25 minutes, and the first two matches went 16 minutes plus. This match went 12 minutes and 40 seconds. Something needs to leak that, like, one of these guys was injured or something. This should have been, like, the ultimate banger, okay? In a cage match.
Maybe Jacob was or something. Because, like, I mean, I would have expected him, like, he did the somersault off the top, which was cool, They
threw that in there just to, like, give us something.
So maybe it's not him, but like, with him, I'm almost expecting him to do it off the top of the cage onto those guys or something, outside the ring or some craziness like that.
You expect blood, you expect brutality, you expect all kinds of crazy crap. This match was
maybe it's Solo, maybe he's slowed down.
It could have been, and this match could have taken place on SmackDown. Okay, that's how bad this was.
It was more comic relief than anything at this
bad,
point.
Okay. And what's funny is that, like, we haven't really had a chance to talk about it. Tala Tonga has another name.
Yeah, there's too many Tongas for me to keep track of. So
his real name is Hiku. Well, his previous name was Hikuleo. He was New Japan. He's getting real push.
I just want to call him so I can keep him straight. He's going to be Samoan Big Bill for me.
Basically, Samoan Big Bill. He's kind of like he's kind of like Samoan. Well,
he kind of has the same hairstyle, like but Samoan curly.
He's a big dude, and he can work, for the most part. And they've basically been keeping him in the oven. That is New Japan. They've been keeping him there, waiting to bring him to WWE. This guy's been waiting, and that's great. But man, what a letdown. How far has Solo Sikoa gone, man? And yes, Jacob
from
Fatu,
the Street Boss or whatever his name was, the enforcer.
He used to be the guy used to be the Jacob Fatu, man. Like he used to be the guy that we like, the unpredictable guy, the kind of the ace in the hole, the kind of the wild card.
And then they even kind of made him seem like he was going to be like the kingpin, you know.
So now, at this point, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have Jacob Fatu, we're getting really popular. He's really cool. He's got a lot of hype. What do? You get him sucked into this stuff, and now he's got a match under his belt, a main event, big match that went to shit. We're now going to be thinking of that. This was one of the most hyped matches of the whole thing, and this is what you give us. This is definitely the letdown, probably the letdown of the whole damn weekend.
Yeah. I have a feel. This is what I'm worried about. That Jacob Fatu is going to become like the next Braun Strowman in some ways, where this unstoppable force that just kind of gets clowned a lot.
Oh, I hope not, because that would be a damn shame. There's a lot of
he's
issues.
Great, but he's great in the ring. He's
great in the ring. He's got that connection with. He's got the people's touch, because he comes off real.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't even have to be good on the mic, which he's not really that good on it. But
he's as real as it gets. That's kind of what you get from him. But
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Kind of like Eddie Kingston,
No.
I'm not gonna go. Okay, I'm not gonna.
But
go
he's
there.
an entertainer too.
Eddie
he
Kingston,
might be real.
I'm not gonna say Eddie Kingston is as real as Jacob Fatu, but there is kind of like a street mind mentality.
Yeah.
Okay,
cred.
He's big. He kind of like scratches and claws all the way. But I will say Jacob Fatu definitely got a lot of intimidating factor to him as well. He's definitely that guy. You definitely wouldn't want to mess with in the locker room. But this is
he should be hunting people down.
This is a problem though, because he's already kind of has the mystique, that mystique where he doesn't need to be. You really don't need to put a title on this guy. So if you're gonna mess around with him and a title, my God, you better give it to him. I'm talking about a mid-card title. Give him that mid-card title, and then eventually he can lose it. And then if you're not going to give him the main event title, just keep him the hell away from that scene, because otherwise you're going to hurt him.
Yeah. Just like they kept Bron Breakker away for such a long time, and now they've even kind of put him in a stable, which is keeping him away.
That's a good thing.
Because exactly.
You keep him in a stable, that's a good way to do it.
With the guy who's got the title, he's probably they're saying he's eventually going to be the future. So it makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
Keeps them away from it.
Exactly. I mean, this is not a good place, because there's a lot riding on this match. And I was saying, okay, Fatu has to win this match. That doesn't mean that he had to. That doesn't literally mean that Sikoa couldn't have won. But there needed to be a lot more to take him out than this. Did you handcuff him to the cage, and that was it?
And they didn't even show. It was kind of an afterthought.
Jonathan,
they didn't have the camera on him breaking the things off.
I was literally popping popcorn, looking up, and I'm like, what?
I mean, they had the corner shot from the door where you could see, trying to do the antics, and you can see him breaking it way up there. But if you're not looking for it, they're not guiding you to see it.
So he breaks the handcuffs. But by then it's too late.
It's like it doesn't matter anymore. It was just that was pointless.
People were pissed. On social media. They were pissed off. And honestly, I can't blame them for this one.
Yeah.
This is definitely the biggest letdown. We'll definitely keep an eye out, hear out interviews as to why this happened, how they could have botched this thing. But, I was not impressed.
I think the biggest problem for this, I walk away. Jacob Fatu will be fine. Absolutely.
He'll bounce back.
But it's weird because Solo Sikoa has a title now. He has a title in him, but it almost feels like he's gotten weaker. That's the weird dynamic here.
This is the sad part, too. Yeah, it does not look good for him. This is not good. Now they're just going to have another match, and I think he's going to drop it to Jacob Fatu, and that's it. I don't know what else to say. But
yeah, I mean, he can't win unless he cheats. It's not even it's not even like I expect him. I know that distraction's going to come. It's not even It's not even a guess anymore.
Well, this is what I've been thinking. They've turned. It's almost. I know they have another name. I really don't care, but
MFT.
MFT. What the hell does that stand for?
I don't know. I didn't care to look it up, or didn't even care to listen.
Like motherfucking Tongas. I don't know. Like it's.
I like that. Yeah,
but
I like that.
Which is what I was gonna say. At this point, man, they might as well like have another thing go down where
My Family Tree.
My Family Tree. Dude, that sounds like freaking second graders like children's book. My Family Tree.
I thought it was like an NFT
this is
for a while.
My Family Tree. I remember. No, it is what that is. What it is, dude. At some point, I think what needs to happen is Solo needs to get his ass kicked out of this faction, and they just completely resurge the Guerrillas of Destiny, because that's really all it is. It's just the Tongas, and then JC Mateo, he could kind of like side with Solo and Fatu, and you know. That would make sense, because Mateo isn't this group. What the group is Tama Tonga and Tongaloa as the Guerrillas of Destiny, and then throw in that's their little brother. Okay, that would be the ultimate faction, the new kind of Samoan faction to really like threaten everything. Okay,
yeah, I like that. And some of it sounds like you're implying like Jacob and Solo and who was the last one? And
JC Mateo. Who doesn't need to be too involved in this at all. But
yeah. I could see them, reuniting in a way, because their breakup was kind of weird to begin with. Like, it was
a jealousy thing.
Why? It was. Well, it goes back to WrestleMania when Solo loses the bloodline,
right.
And when Solo finally comes back, but it had already been hinted out, Jacob is upset that he disappeared and didn't call him, did nothing. It's kind of very, very superficial, thing.
Like a little too Lifetime.
Yeah, like a rift began, and then eventually, Solo starts to turn on him. Right. But it really feels like Jacob was the reason this kind of ended.
Jacob was like going off saying he's going to do this all on his own. Like when he won the U.S. title, he was like, "I'm doing this on my own. This is all,
Yeah, and it was back when I love you, my tribal chief, all that kind of stuff. I feel like there's more to that story about why he lost, and he went away. It makes sense. Like, if anyone else happens to, they want to get away from everybody, right? So I feel like there's more to that story there. Maybe we can go back to that.
Maybe you can go back to that in order to bring this thing back full circle, and in order to make them like faces for the most part, because ultimately what I want to see is like the Guerrillas of Destiny kind of like just tear through everybody, like tear through tear through everybody. Like they're the ones that should be tearing through everybody.
Yeah, that they start with any of the Samoans and the Bloodline people.
I even want to see Tama Tonga go toe to toe with Reigns. Like seriously, like because that was the real like.
Yeah, that's what they were hinting.
Everybody has been like looking at this for a long time. Has been waiting for these two guys to go in like toe to toe, because that would be the match. But
yeah,
I hope they have this kind of long-term booking put in place, because they need to. Because right now it's the shits.
Yeah, the rest of the Tongas, they're the supporting cast, but that guy,
Tongalo is basically like, it's kind of like the Briscoes with like Mark and Jay Briscoe, rest in peace. But Jay was like the guy, you know what I mean? That's why they put the Ring of Honor title on him. Mark was kind of like the color to it.
Yeah.
So he just says a bunch of crazy crap. He's the intensity, gets you hyped. But when you actually need to listen to somebody talk, and somebody that really knows how to work a hell of a match, it's Jay. I mean,
it's the real message. Like, that's what you walk away with.
Tama Tonga is that guy. He's amazing in the ring. Tongalo is good. Trust me, he can go too. But Tama Tonga is the guy. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, disappointing. But,
it's a shame.
You know what? We'll see where it goes.
We'll see where it goes. Fifth match. Okay. Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. AJ Styles coming out with the vehicle, with the lowrider, son.
Yeah, it should have been Dominic coming out with the lowrider.
Kind of God reminds me, John, that I had to say that there were so many references to Eddie this weekend.
Yeah. Well, back in his JBL days and stuff, when he was feuding with him.
With the car, with the three amigos, and obviously with this storyline with Dominic. I mean, like, it's amazing because I'll tell you, man, he passed away 20 years ago. 20 years ago.
Such an influence. So.
And you gotta give props to just WWE, but also to the whole wrestling business. That's something you can't deny, is that the fans and the stories and everything. I mean, they literally have preserved this man. You're still getting chants for him. He's been gone for 20 years.
Which is strange because sometimes these chants you're seeing young people that probably never saw him live.
Never saw him live. Never.
But are falling in love with his legacy. So
and they never even seen him They never even seen him live. They had to go back and watch this guy either on their phone or God forbid, on Peacock. Actually do what we used to do, is go on the network. But what's amazing to me is that this is how the business has evolved, is that if it was 1990, 1995 or 1985 when Hulkamania was running wild, there was no mention of the superstars of yore. You really didn't hear anything about, much less get chance for them.
Well, there was some to it, though, because that was when it first really went national, too.
Exactly. So I gotta say, this is what, this is really the true, message. People really need to, realize how wrestling has evolved and how these wrestlers have put their work in. You're never gonna not hear about Eddie Guerrero. It makes me wonder, as long as people are doing Three Amigos, and as long as, I guess, Dominic Mysterio's involved, Eddie Guerrero is going to be, chanted.
Yeah, you got Mercedes now. Or Sasha, whatever.
She give props too.
She still does. She does. She always advocating that her favorite wrestler is Eddie Guerrero. Even, I think I heard it a few months ago on one of her promos or something.
You're always going to hear about guys like him, Stone Cold, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart. Trust, we're going to lose, Ric Flair. These guys,
pop culture.
These are people that, set the damn tone. And because of the business breaking out in the way that it did, this is, one thing that I got to give it to, that very rarely do you see it in any other medium, any other medium. You don't see it. You might see NFL. They might, when they're at the stadium, they might show a flag and be like, "There's the marker for, Joe Namath, 1995, and this Super Bowl champion."
Yeah, absolutely.
No one ever did it better. But there ain't no chance. It's not like.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not the same.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense what you're saying.
That being said, this match went only 10 minutes and 45 seconds. A little underwhelming, but it did everything it needed to do. Even the call out to Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 20, the thing with the shoe. He stole that from Eddie. In the match against Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 20.
Honestly, I'd say this match was better than I thought it was going to be.
It was as good as it needed to be. I knew it was going to be okay because it's AJ Styles. He's not. Yeah,
I was telling my wife while we were watching it. I was explaining what AJ Styles basically is, Hall of Famer, legend, this stuff. And I was explaining the fact that he doesn't really need this, and versus the new guy who's now, getting traction and everything, and how this was such an interesting dynamic.
Which is why it was expected. I think, AJ was not going to win. This is what was going to happen. I think they couldn't have done it better. This match was because
he's talking about he's going to retire soon. Why does he need a belt?
Yeah, which I really don't know what the hell. I think he still has a couple more years in him, but
yeah, it just might be it might be just
maybe it's just maybe he's just hinting at the idea that he is kind of at the back end,
or maybe it's just they're
what's up?
Yeah, go ahead. Maybe they're just trying to get us thinking to get him hyped. Maybe because he talked about that last title run for an actual world championship.
Right. Right. I agree, because here's a little fun fact. He's never main evented WrestleMania before. He's defended a title, a WWE title, but he's never main evented. And I'm sorry, man, but if anyone deserves one, it is him. But they just haven't written it. They haven't written a storyline for him to be main eventing.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. As it stands right now, there's no way he main events WrestleMania, but they could. They have time.
Yeah.
They have time. They can make it legit work.
They could. I don't know if they're going to.
Yeah, I wonder what AJ wants to.
Exactly.
I don't really know.
Exactly. I mean, he had a great. It's a shame, really. Like when you think back to WrestleMania 34, if there was ever a match, if there was ever a night where he should have main evented, it was that night. Because remember that was Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. What a shitty match. Right.
Oh, with the ring and everything.
Yeah, we were having fun, and we were, but we knew, but Lesnar had won the match. I guess he successfully defended it, but the whole time the crowd was just shitting all over it. Anyways, the match was terrible. Meanwhile, you had a match that could have gone like the distance with Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. That should have been the main event. Like that's it.
Yeah,
and if it was
it's probably Shinsuke was probably the reason for that more than AJ Styles, the not main event.
Right, in terms of draw, but people were backing him up. If this would have been a 2-night, again, and the other thing that makes me think is that this was only 2 years prior to the first WrestleMania that was 2 nights. So if they would have had a 2-night event,
he would have had the other.
That would have guaranteed
a main event. First night or something. Yeah.
So we'll see. But Dom's still champ, and that's what we want to see.
I think so.
We're keeping the Dominic.
It's amazing.
The dirty Dom Express carries on.
A dude who gets it. I mean, he had the privilege of growing up with Rey Mysterio being his dad, but that's a guy who really gets it. That the entertainment factor becomes before everything. It can make up for the fact if you're not even that good a wrestler.
Right.
That's how important
I think he has a good look. At this point, it's amazing what he's done with his accessories.
Absolutely.
The accessorizing of the shirts tied together.
Yes.
It's ridiculous, but it works. Because Lord knows this guy has no no definition. But somehow with the hair, the mullet, it's like long ass hair. He looks like a superstar. Like he looks like a superstar. He has made it somehow made this work.
In 5 years, I mean, it's hard to, with his trajectory now, it's hard to see him not being a main eventer or something like that.
Honestly, I agree with you. Because you never know what's going to happen with it. He's still a kid.
He's in his 20s,
Early 20s.
He's a baby in wrestling terms.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's a baby.
When you get to 40, that's kind of like when you're, like how old's Cody now? He's in his 40s. John Cena's in his 50s, and he's now declining. Like 40s is like the optimal, height for a wrestler.
You're right. Like, like you think about it back then, you think, 28's not that young. I mean, Orton was 24 when he went. No, dude, look at Orton now. I mean, he's like.
He might have been winning the title then, but his command of the crowd and his command of storylines is completely different now than it was then.
This guy is 28 years old. What's to say how he'll be in 5 years when he's 33?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably going to be a real big... I mean, he's got a head start, too. So you got to take that into consideration, too. So him at 30, 33 or whatever is probably more the equivalent of the experience of somebody else who's at 40 now. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So he's got a very promising future. We said this at WrestleMania. We said it prior to WrestleMania. We're very happy with him. So let's keep this thing going.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he pleasant surprise from when he first joined Judgment Day.
And if you don't have anybody that's worth taking the title from him, then you don't take the title from him. You keep that title on him I don't give a damn if it goes on till WrestleMania. You keep that title on. Yeah. That's it.
Him injured with the title was better than some other people who were actively defending it. Like when he was running around with his doctor's note that he can't compete.
Whole storyline.
That was hysterical. Yeah. Like he was He was more entertaining when he was injured. It's like great.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So I'm okay with that. That was almost like a redemption for the previous match. Keeping this thing going. So, I mean...
So should we do it? The last one?
Let's get into it now. Let's get into it. I mean, I was going to say, so 6 matches. Honestly, like, for the most part, this card is going very well, except for that 4th match. But then we get to this main event, and it really is, like, the match of the weekend. It's some people are claiming it to be the match of the year so far. Right now, it's match of the year canon. Will I go that far? Do I even care to go that? Do I even care to say, oh, it's match of the year? First of all, no. Okay? I don't. But if I was...
It's a good match,
if I did care, I wouldn't even say it was... I would say, no, it's not. It's a good match, and it has... It's definitely got the sentimental value. It's got the memory factor, but 37 minutes, 45 seconds. It was a hard-fought match. I gotta say we'll go right into it, Jonathan, because I know you. I think we're on the same page here. When they got into like Super Cena and Super Cody Rhodes modes, it was getting a little like cringy, and it always was cringy, man. So like, why do you think this is gonna work now? It didn't work back when Cena had just started out, as a champion, as a WWE champion.
Yeah.
It didn't work then.
That's the whole reison people booed him.
The whole reason we booed him. And people were even chanting Super Cena. They were chanting Super Cena.
Yeah.
I get, which I'm okay with it. I'm actually just really glad that Rhodes won this, because I don't think I could have stomached a Super Cena, win. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, my first thought is he lost, like I said before, he lost this match on the Friday SmackDown with the weird role reversal thing. The storyline makes no sense. I'm all about storyline. It makes absolutely no sense.
It's a little rushed and forced.
I mean, it's not the fact that he went back to being a face. Right. That's not the problem with it. It's the fact that there was really no explanation for this other than that Cody Rhodes beat him into figuring it out.
Right.
But him saying... It just is such a disappointment when you had this big spectacle. I know they kind of cut their ties with Travis Scott, but you have this big Rock influence and stuff. Where the hell did that storyline go? All of this stuff. And it just seems...
That's a good point.
This just seemed like you were saying before. It's a reset. They punted on it, even though Cena as a heel was killing it. I think the problem was people were still loving him, chanting for him, because they were loving the fact that he was a heel and he wasn't getting booed anymore.
I agree.
And so even though I think that's awesome, and I think they should have kept going with it, I think perhaps maybe WWE was concerned with that and wanted to flip them out. They came up with a new storyline.
Audible, yeah.
And one last thing before I turn it back to you, if you don't mind. I think having Brock Lesnar in this thing makes a lot of sense, but you know what I would have loved? If Super Cody is somehow out-supering Super Cena, right? If for whatever, even though like John was like running laps around him in some senses, like with his facial expressions and stuff. I don't know, it was storytelling. But Super Cody comes back. It looks like John's going to lose. Why? I would have gone with Brock Lesnar comes out and helps Cena screw over Cody again. Like, I don't know. That's just where I felt like it could have gone.
That's interesting.
In a much more realistic kind of like, instead of, you know what? I woke up. Sorry, guys. And then the second part of it, this is a hardcore match or a street fight or whatever, and John Cena decides to not use weapons near the end of the match, and it pretty much costs him the match. So what is this to say? What is the point of this? What is the outcome of him turning face again? He's weaker now? That he's just going to get beat again? Like, I don't get it. So those are my two big gripe. Match-wise, awesome. That whole thing, him coming out of the... out of the floor with that
was pretty cool scene. Yes, that was a cool spot.
The imagery was so very good, cool. But storyline, I don't get
that
it.
Was very cool. I forgot about that.
Chris, tell me what I need to know here.
Okay, so here's what you need to know is that I think it was forced to high hell. I think they called an audible, like you said, because they were unsure of where to go with this. Because honestly, I think this thing could have gone a lot longer than, let's say, 4 months. This thing could have been this thing could have been epic, but they didn't have the time. Apparently, the guy's schedule was probably too limited, which is why they should have done this a long time ago. John Cena.
They screwed Cody over for 2 years.
John Cena being the heel of the whole company could have been the thing for the next 5 years. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what it should have been. They lost. They dropped the ball on that, but they realized they're on short. So this really isn't. I think the reason why the story suffers is because the real time schedule is affected right now. Is because they're really just like, you know what? We kind of have to wrap this up because Cena is really running out of time. But we want him to end on a high note. We want him to be a face. And so now he was a total face, street fight, so he's allowed to use the weapons, and he's justifiable, as is Cody. So nobody's going to turn heel or face or anything like that. It's a street fight. Meanwhile, Cena, in the moment he kind of threw down the belt, but he's like, I'm going to do this on my own anyways. There's nothing that like I think Cena could have done differently to say that he didn't lose, like he lost. It was that stupid proverbial passing of the torch.
Sure was. Yeah.
That's what it was. I think the match was really cool, and the fight scenes, like all the street fighting aspects of it was awesome. I thought the finisher after finisher after finisher was freaking nutso. Like it was stupid. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of interesting the way Cody Rhodes like kind of smashed Cena's head into the table like prior to that last Crossroads sequence.
Yeah. Wasn't Cena kind of, it wasn't Cody kind of, it almost kind of feel like he was a little more heelish in this match.
And I did kind of think like, I was like, dude, one day he's going to turn heel. I think it's going to be awesome. And let's hope they don't make the same mistake that they made with Cena. Do it sooner than later. I'm not saying that he needs to do it right now. The other thing that really just irked me was that the moment that even the commentators couldn't tell if Cena was being Super Cena or if he was being a veteran Cena, he's playing possum and he jumps up out of nowhere, does an F5 FU, an AA, and that's fine. That makes sense because it did look like he was given enough time to play possum, but then he falls back down, and it's like, well, that doesn't make sense because if he was playing possum and he hits an FU, he's got enough energy to kind of get back up and do this. Yeah. But no, this is Super Cena that we're seeing. And they were like, oh, I thought he was playing. They're even saying it. They're like, oh, I thought he was playing possum, but he looks like that was his last like ditch effort. It's like, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't look like that's what it was. That's just Cena being Super Cena. Like that's just
that was his calling card.
That's just him sucking. Like that's the thing that we hated so much about this guy was that he would do that. He would just out of nowhere, like without a sweat, like pull off a move and then either finish it or he'd go back down. Like there was no fluidity to his work.
Yeah. Or he would take a finisher, roll out of it, and then pop into an F5. Like,
it was
and then he wins.
Mechanical. Yeah. It was mechanical. Yeah. It was like, it was the most, like, it was worse than, what's funny is I grew up watching Hulk Hogan. And I loved it. But most of his matches were very organic until that moment where he'd basically just like bury you after taking your finisher. But everything leading up to that is very organic. But I understand now why people couldn't stand that. They basically were like, dude, he's burying the other workers with this stupid nose selling. Now, I totally understand it, but this was a whole nother thing. This is like being inorganic and unnatural throughout a whole match. Very lame. And then we talk about Brock Lesnar. Now, here's the thing. I think it's interesting that you mentioned him like helping Cena because it makes me wonder, like, okay, if that was to happen, then where the hell would that go? Because that means Cena's still the champ. Now you got Lesnar playing a factor. I don't even know what would you still feud them together? Like pit them?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I would. It would be a way to push Cena away from Rhodes long enough to then come back again later and do it right. Maybe. And here's the second part of the idea. Brock Lesnar, Cena thinks that he wants to align with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar eventually shows him that he is way more repulsive than he thought, and that's what causes the change back to the face. And and then Cody deals with Brock Lesnar, and then they have their real legit final last match, where the torch gets passed. Storyline, I like that.
So that makes sense. So Cena deals with Brock Lesnar with the title.
Well, they're aligned together, but Brock Lesnar, he realizes he's lost himself because of how just vicious and disgusting Brock Lesnar becomes, and like he does some crazy stuff that really pushes Cena to realize his ethics have been compromised.
That makes sense. And then you have a match with Cody Rhodes, between Cena and Cody Rhodes, where he actually hands the torch. Yes, that would have made a lot more sense, and I agree. So that makes a lot of sense, and I like that. What I think is interesting is, number one, you mentioned repulsiveness.
I mean, it's based on his real life. Some
people are pissed that he's back. Honestly, I think and a lot of people are saying this too, and I agree, that if he wasn't allowed to be back in, he wouldn't be back in. If they were worried that he wouldn't be able to come back, he wouldn't have come back. So,
maybe the lawsuit's been settled.
Exactly. It's not completely settled, but it's settled. Like at least it's settled enough for him, on him. So
that they think that they can bring him back on TV and be associated with him. And if you're
completely flabbergasted about who the hell, to the people that are taking it back, it's like, oh, I can't believe, screw him, F him, I can't believe it. You clearly haven't been watching enough pro wrestling, or clearly don't know enough about these characters or theyese people. They're not your friends. They are not
nope. They shouldn't be your role models.
They shouldn't be your role models either. These are dangerous men, dangerous people. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So don't be too heartbroken about it. But the fact is if he was, is he a draw? Yeah, he's still a draw. Do I think the WWE needs him? I'm going to tell you now. Personally, I don't think they need him. Okay?
Yeah.
I think at this point, he's kind of past the point. I would like to see him at least maybe one or two more times kind of go out. At least go out he's done a lot for the business, because for a while he was very much needed and he was on another level.
Oh yeah.
So you could at least give him a proper send-off and give him a few more matches and do it right. Don't act like.
In some ways he was almost like the kind of the change back into really enjoying it.
Right.
Because he came in and got gangbusters and just destroyed it.
And people loved him. So stop telling me that he's not an asset, because he is. He's just.
They just made him weaker the last year or so when he was still there.
Right. And then this whole thing with with what's going on with the lawsuits and all that stuff. Again, it's neither here nor there, because it's gonna affect him and his image, but that goes without saying. So I will go in circles about it, but the point is that I do think I guess it works out in the end. It's just, like you said, it was a little rushed. But here's another thing that irks me. Again, Lesnar just coming out at the very end, just like Rollins did. They talk about it like it's the most freaking surreal thing. Like our minds are just completely fucking blown. They're not.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of the whole passing of the torch might have been. I would have been fine with it. Just end it right there.
I would have been fine with it. And then the next night on Raw, Cena comes out, thanks the crowd, and then Lesnar comes out. That's what they did.
Honestly, the biggest question I have is, why didn't Cody come back and help John Cena out after they just had this big show of respect?
That is a good point. I mean,
and Cody doesn't like Brock.
He does not. I mean, they had a little bit of a good ending, but anyways, what's interesting also is the night after Raw, after WrestleMania 28, Lesnar came out for the first time since he went to since he left, first time in 8 years, comes back and has a little feud with John Cena. Then he leaves for a while, comes back. Then he's super Brock Lesnar. But yeah, I mean, they could have done that and kind of then they could have rehashed this whole idea. I mean, they kind of did. They had him literally come out and give Cena an F5. It's exactly what they did more than 10 years ago. It's crazy.
Yep. It's just, I don't know. I mean, it's fun still. I don't want to trash it. It's not like it's the worst thing to ever happen.
No,
it's not.
It's not.
It's not at all. It was still crazy. It was still epic.
It's still epic.
It's just, it just kind of reinforces, like, what was this punting that happened starting Friday? We just punted on a bunch of stuff.
They did.
Yeah.
They knew that something's going on where they're like, okay, I guess they just realized the clock is ticking for this guy. But maybe it should.
It was a very slow burn. Yeah.
Maybe this should be a lesson to them. Hopefully they understand that, like, when you have a guy like this who could be like your ultimate super freaking heel, who can ultimately push another guy up to like superstar status, you pull the trigger. I don't know.
I can still work with this. You have The Rock come out and say, you know what? I could see that you weren't my guy anymore. So you know what? He didn't want to come back. But for me, he came back. Right. And I did it. I double-crossed you, Cena. Yeah. And I brought back Brock Lesnar.
There you go.
And I'm going to take you out.
That could be the last match, Brock versus Cena. I am very curious as to who is going to be Cena's very last match.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, it should have been Randy Orton.
I think it'd be Randy Orton.
It doesn't feel like it's going to happen anymore.
Exactly. I only have 3 candidates: Orton, Punk, and Edge. Those are the 3.
And Edge is locked up, Sorry, Cope. I mean, Cope is locked up.
Jesus.
Yeah. And so it's weird. So maybe his last match is like somebody he wants to wrestle. It has nothing to do with the storyline or something.
And it could be someone new. It could be someone young. It could be someone he wants to kind of like go out in style.
It's like, I want a Braun Breaker. I really want to.
It could be a Braun Breaker. That would make sense. Like somebody he wants to give a nod to. That's not a bad idea. I like that idea a lot, actually. I think that would be awesome if he gave kind of like where it all started. It's like with Kurt Angle. I know Kurt Angle wasn't like retiring at all, like but like he brought John Cena in and gave him an opportunity. So maybe he gives someone an opportunity when he goes out.
What if somehow Kurt Angle could hobble himself back? I think he's doing better than he was. I don't know. Maybe he could have another match.
I could see him having a match with Styles too.
Yeah,
that would be interesting. To Kurt Angle's looking good. I saw a picture of him on Facebook. He's still ripped. I could see him having a match with Angle. I could see him having a match with Styles too. Styles, I mean, again, they had a great feud, and Styles, again, he's that guy that was going to basically bring a great match out of you, even if you're the Undertaker and you're like way past the point of retiring. But
it doesn't matter. Yeah. You just bring them out.
Well, Jonathan, we hit it. Anything else to say? I mean, we knocked this thing out the park. It's been epic.
There's always more to say, but it doesn't need to be said, probably.
We got Raw tomorrow night. Well, tonight.
That's tonight.
For you.
Yeah.
For me, it's like past this point. But I'll probably watch tomorrow. Watch a little SmackDown. Maybe we'll be communicating back and forth to see what happens next and talk about what's going on. But it's been great, man. Good weekend. Guys, hit that like and subscribe button at Bad Guy Wrestling, at Channel Cortez 33. It's been fun. Y'all enjoy your week. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.